Automatic egg boiler and patent #1, the city map. Adam Hart-Davis pedals around Britain uncovering these and other scientific milestones in half an hour.
Now on to, in the last of the current series, Close Up North visits the threatened community of Spurn Head.
All ships are river broadcast. Spurn Point, the wind is southeast 4. Hull roads east southeast 3, and it's moderate visibility. All ships, BTS Humber, channel 12 for the river broadcast.
Spurn Point, home to a remarkable seafaring community. Stranded at the end of a 3-mile-long spit of sand and shingle, they safeguard the shipping channels that carry a quarter of Britain's trade.
Forecast for the river, southwest 2 or 3, fair weather and moderate or good visibility.
But this is a community on the brink, its very survival threatened by the sea itself. Spurn's about to be surrendered to the waves, the cost of new tidal defences exceeding its value. But tonight, Close Up North reveals the people of the peninsula may not be the only ones paying the price.
Spur pilot, this is motor vessel Zero calling, please do read me.
Spurn pilot, motor vessel RT2 calling you, over.
Coxswain Brian Bevan takes the Humber lifeboat out on exercise.
Humber Coast Guard, Humber Coast Guard, Humber Coast Guard. This is the Humber lifeboat, calling radio check channel 0. How do you read, please, over?
Humber lifeboat, this is Humber Coast Guard, you're on clear, how many over?
This is the last time the Humber lifeboat crew will take their Arran-class boat to sea. After 10 years and nearly 500 launches, they're about to collect its replacement, a new, faster vessel costing £1.3 million.
The biggest advantage will be the speed, because it's a third of faster again. So 25 knots full speed, the new boat. This one, say, 17, 18 knots. So the speed is the biggest advantage. We're all looking forward now to going it.
Six days a week, 24 hours a day, Spurn's lifeboat crew must stay within running distance of their boat. Their families share the isolation of living at the end of the point. The crew is unique. They're the RNLI's only professional lifeboatmen.
Take that one in. Yeah, Chub. Yeah, see you later. Radio. Cheers, Nick. Cheers. Thank you very much. I'll see you later on.
Once a week on average, they're called from their homes, in all weathers at any time of day or night, to go to the aid of fellow seafarers in distress.
Warden for the Yorkshire Wildlife Trust, and my job varies very considerably. I mean, it varies from collecting the fees from cars that are coming onto Spurn, to various management works, clearing the buckthorn, keeping an eye on the sheep that we have down here, all sorts of maintenance jobs, recording the wildlife as well.
Brent geese.
Yeah. Well, you've got a great variety of people come. Some migration seasons, you know, spring and autumn, you get bird watchers coming, obviously. Winter time, you get fishermen mainly coming, and also because of the shape of it on a map. It's a sort of curious place to visit, so you get a lot of sightseers coming to see a curious sight, I suppose. Lots of people come, when they come, they say, oh, I've always wanted to visit Spurn, and a lot of them just go down to the car park near the lighthouse, walk all the way around the end on the beach, back to the car, and they've done Spurn.
Well, there's the weather front bringing that rain. It moves swiftly out into the North Sea during the course of the afternoon, and then this second system following in behind is going to take its time, eventually bringing rain back into Northern Ireland and Scotland earlier on this evening. And the winds do remain strong from the south or southwest right the way through the day. The lighter winds are much further east, and that's probably where we'll see the best of the sunshine this afternoon. The sunshine, though, fairly weak.
I suppose we're unusual because we're the only full-time station in the country, and basically that is because of the isolation of the place.
You have to swim! No, no, I have to swim.
There's 7 crew members and the families live at Spurn in houses provided by the RNLI. It's certainly a very tiring job, and some people, you know, just don't like it at all. I mean, they've come from the towns and cities, and if they don't like the quietness, I mean, there's no use coming to Spurn. I mean, it really is quiet sometimes, and some of them haven't been able to cope and had to leave. And then again, we've got other families that have been here, you know, quite a lot of years now, that have coped with the quietness and isolation.
You have to have some sort of hobby. If you don't have one, you've got that much free time on your hands that it just doesn't work. You seem to get under the waves' feet too much. It's killing that free time that you have to do. I mean, you can sit in your house if you was that sort and just watch telly all day if you wanted to. But I mean, it certainly wouldn't agree with you, especially this modern day of age of eating. You don't become a couch potato, I think. Actually maintaining the boat, we go on 3 times a week. We do a planned maintenance, and actually doing that takes up sort of like maybe 2 or 3 hours for the 3 days that you go on, and then the rest of the time is just waiting for a call out.
The whole life is revolved around the Humber lifeboat. The whole life is geared to the Humber lifeboat. Unfortunately for our families, it gets a bit to be fanatical, really. Well, my wife's got a little snack bar which she runs just outside the station here, and she gets me in there helping her with that. Don't these drinks straight in the cabinet? Yeah, please. You know, without a good wife, you can't do this job.
We came down here because of the lifeboat, and if that's what Dave wants to do, then we've just grown along with it. You know, never get jealous of it.
The Humber is unique. The boat is in the right position, and to get the crew as near to the boat, we've had to establish this lifeboat community on Spurn Head, with all its problems. We've looked at alternative sites up the river, but you've got to go so far up that you're taking yourself away from the scene of action.
Leningradsky parties on Spurn.
Our the first one should be 4.9 meters, destination school.
Rover control.
Surely, Rover, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you deal with the Leningradsky partisan, please? It's just coming up to the bullboy outward bound.
The Leningradsky partisan, roger.
Between 25 and 26,000 pilotage movements a year here. Much more than a lot of other places, yeah. There's nowhere as busy as this. Except for Europort, maybe, or somewhere like that, but nowhere in the UK.
170 pilots guide ships up the Humber. The estuary's tides are fast, its natural channels are narrow. Unlike many rivers, it needs little dredging, but its bed is littered with wrecks.
It's a small gas tanker, and it's a foreign crew, I believe, and it'll be unfamiliar with the river and the currents. And from here we'll be going about 5 miles backwards again to the anchorage.
We have a large number of ports and docks and jetties in the estuary itself. So it presents an interesting challenge to anybody who wants to be a pilot here. And indeed it takes many years to become a senior pilot because of it. In many places the waterways are restricted by sandbanks and obstructions. Although it looks very wide and benign on a summer's afternoon, the actual area that you can go with a ship depends on its draft. We get lots of changes in the sandbanks and the channel. About 4 years ago, we actually moved from the south side, past the Humber Bridge, to the north side, because we lost the channel there. And we're now going around the north side of the river and across the Wittens. So it's a very interesting estuary from a navigation point of view. Spurn Point is right out, if you like, in the North Sea, so we don't have far to run with our launches to pick up ships. We can watch them over what is quite a difficult and dangerous approach to the estuary. It gives us a unique advantage. If we weren't there, then the nearest place I think that we could be is Grimsby, which is 6 miles or so further inland, and would take away our ability to monitor the traffic properly and to ensure safety of navigation, not just for piloted ships, but for every ship that uses the estuary.
Grimsby, a week to go before the new lifeboat is ready.
Right, good morning, chaps. Having covered everything so far, all the equipment, it's just a case of more practice and hands-on for you. Use all the equipment, particularly at the back end with the 3 integrated, the GPS, the laser plot and the radar working together, put plans in and out.
A mobile classroom's been brought in to help them master the technology of the new boat.
Right, off we go then.
533500.
And these are local one, it's just out of Grimsby up to Bridlington.
Right.
Well, they can get to within 5 meters of any point, but more importantly, they have the means, if the yachtsman, bless him, is not particularly sure of where he is, they have the means to find him much more efficiently by using the equipment. They can, if you like, if there are 10 radar contacts, they can very quickly discover which of those 10 is the yachtsman in trouble, and therefore get to him much more quickly.
6 of these, they're all used for different purposes.
Barry Spence is Spurn's only other resident. Since he arrived here 30 years ago as the Yorkshire Wildlife Trust's full-time warden, he's seen huge areas of the peninsula claimed by the sea.
Well, I suppose the main changes are the actual erosion of the land at the top end of the peninsula where I live in particular. The actual cliff edge compared with when I first came is, there's 150 metres I think, got all told. Well, this is the new piece of the road that was put in last year, almost exactly 12 months ago. This was to replace a piece that was washed away to our right. Most of this was destroyed around about 1991. The very first breach in this piece of road was 1978, and then we had little damage for about 10 or 15 years, and then since then we've had an increasing amount. You seem to get periods of erosion, very rapid erosion in a few months, and you might go several years with hardly any at all. I arrived in 1964, and I think the edge of the dunes would be out where the water's breaking on the shore now. And that was actually solid sand dunes all the way across, right the way across here. And well, you can see that now we're down to bare clay. When all the sand has been stripped off the beach, like here, you've got a bare clay base. You get all the sand suspended in the seawater. It acts, as the waves run up and down, it acts like a sandpaper. It then strips the top of the clay off. And obviously when it runs around boulders like this, it must create some sort of current that leaves a little pillar. and as it strips off it builds higher and higher until it gets so far, and then obviously it's going to take that out as well.
Poole in Dorset, headquarters of the RNLI, and the new 7-class Humber lifeboat is ready at last.
Beautiful, isn't she? Yeah, spot on. The name says it all, doesn't it? Pride of the Humber.
Excellent. Beautiful boat, isn't she? Big. Let's get at it.
Yeah. Mean machine. Not bad at all.
For the first time in 10 years, the entire Humber lifeboat crew have left their station together. A stand-in crew covering the estuary until their return after the sea trials. They have 4 days to master their new vessel.
You cost 286 when you rounded the buoy.